Welcome back to Shakur. We're starting to get some green. I think it's been 3 or 4 weeks since the last video. I apologize. It's mostly due to the weather, and we've had a lot of job changes and stuff, so getting used to new schedule, etc., etc. You could say busy, but not busy, more like just a little stressed. Puppies going home, etc. Just haven't felt like doing a video nor taking the time to do a video, even though it doesn't take much. Just have been enjoying the dogs and spending time with them. That's all. And ZC, he had a growth spurt. He's a little taller now. Just as beautiful. Yes. Come on. Don't do that. That's Frithie. He is an AKC Pomeranian. He came from AKC parents. Little 6-pound parents. But he's like 25 pounds. So, and we bought him knowing that already. Because he was already 6 months old when we got him. We prefer our palms bigger. That's a little big, but we got him to try and get us out of that smaller 8 to 10 pound bracket and closer to 15 pounds. We prefer them around that size. They're sturdier, they're healthier. They can't as easily escape if you have a smaller fence than this. Even the 15 pounders can fit through that. Frithie's the only one who can't fit through the fence. So, yeah. We also went and got Pigeon's dad. Pigeon is our roan Pomeranian. His breeder was retiring. Wanted to get rid of him. We decided to go get him. Been trying to befriend him and get some weight on him to go get him checked out, because he needs dental work. Not gonna get into that right now, but as far as we understand it, he was in an outdoor kennel his entire life. He's 6 years old. Not even 6 years old. He'll be 6 years old in August. And his teeth are a horrid mess. Don't know why. There could be many reasons. Nutritional. Could be that he was chewing on the wires to his kennel and busted a lot of his teeth. Some of it does look like damage. Some of it does look like nutrition. Some of it could even be genetics. Some dogs are prone to genetically horrible teeth. It also could be in little dogs specifically, especially if they have a poor diet, they tend to build plaque very quickly. So you have to stay on top of whether or not they need a cleaning, or what we do is we have this tool. We call it the cracker. It's got like a hook top and kind of a flat bill bottom, and you use it to grab the tartar when it's hardened to plates and break it off, and there's a whole new tooth under there. That's what we use until the point in which they really just need a cleaning. Sassy needs a cleaning, but that's not really our fault. She was like that when we got her. When the tartar builds to a certain degree, it doesn't really turn into a plate so much as it gets kind of just gummy and crunchy. I don't know how to describe it. It's harder to get off with the cracker. Vice needs a cleaning just because he's old, and he doesn't hold still very well for having his teeth cleaned. I know some people say brush their teeth, but I don't know about that. How you gonna get a dog to stay still for brushing their teeth? Maybe some people could. I would say more promote better diets. Occasionally allowing them to have like harder things to break plaque off on their own. Frozen treats, those sorts of things help. But really stay away from your nasty food and nasty treats. We only use freeze-dried meats and organ meats for treats. We're actually thinking about trying a different dog food and see how that goes. And if it goes well, we will be very happy to switch to something new. Because as much as we love the Victor, there are issues with it that we don't like. So, we'll see. There's Ice. Stranger's inside. Sear's in heat. And he's been a bit of a butt crack. So he's inside. We're gonna get him an outdoor kennel, a large outdoor kennel, to put him in when he's behaving like that. So he doesn't have to be in a crate. Not something that he will stay in for long periods or overnight. It's just when he's having a moment, basically. Cousin Hunter's harassing Lovey for some reason. Cousin Hunter, you still have some hair that needs to come out. Inkwell went to his home. He's doing well so far, but we'll see how that continues to develop. Rooster went to his home. He's doing well. Interestingly enough, the energy in our pack has dropped significantly with their absence. And the negativity, the bad juju going on. And that's something I mentioned in one of the other videos, is that you can have singular dogs that really just mess up pack dynamics because of their temperaments and their energy. So keep this in mind when you have a multi-dog home, or you have one or two dogs and you have a dog that's like that. Think about how that may affect adding a new member. Or say you do have a really well balanced pack and you're thinking about adding a new member. Don't add a crackhead because it can really mess everything up. It's not necessarily that those types of dogs are bad on their own. It's just that they're not good in a pack environment. A lot of the girls are out of coat because they've had heats and they've dropped their coats. And it takes them, I would say, most of them get their coat back about a month, 2 months before they have a heat. And then about a month, 2 months after the heat, they drop it again. Leo is bothering Cucky, which is interesting. Not sure what that's about. Cousin Hannah, you have a briar in your behind. Okay. see this thing staring at me. He's doing that because he wants me to take him to see her. She's the one in heat. And he knows that I've carried her outside. He smells her on my clothes and he's upset about it. So he's following me around hoping maybe I'll let him have a girl. It's kind of pathetic, but it could be worse, I suppose. The dogs are just being dogs. Been being dogs. We only have one of Sassy's puppies left. The Koi's, the black and white. He's still waiting for a home. Azimuth went to Canada. I know y'all will probably notice, well, Fiction has dropped her coat as well, but she's a little thin. She's just like, the Huskies are just like the Pomeranians in that they just don't really want to eat their food consistently. And it's hard to get her to eat her food. From what we've noticed, it's just a breed thing. It's not, there's nothing wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with the Poms. It's just what they do. They're satisfied with starving themselves on a regular. I had no idea why. Because we've tried different foods before with them, with the Poms, and it didn't make a difference. They'd be excited about it for a little while, and then they'd be like, this is boring. Whoa! That probably hurt. Trying to stay still so they don't hit me. I've had my knees recently clobbered. Both of them. By Cucky. She hit her head on my knees. And my knees have been hurting since. So I really don't want to get hit. Paladin's only inside because I had already taken him out with some of the Pomeranians by himself. So he didn't need to come out with everybody else. Pomeranian boys are up because they're being really testy because of Sear being in heat. We've found that it's just safe for everyone, better for everyone, just to kind of keep them separated until the girls are out of heat. When it comes to the different breeds anyway, that's the weird part. Like, we haven't ever really had the Pomeranians fight each other, the males. Haven't really had the collie males fight. But they have an issue with each other when females are in heat, which is kind of weird. Same. Well, we don't have an example with Stranger because we don't have another male husky, but stop following me. Peyton hasn't given me the go on whether or not we'll be breeding the horse when she comes into heat. Stop. He's trying to lick me. Stop. No. I just towed him in the barrel. The reason I gave him a strong correction like that is because he's been following me this whole time and he's been harassing me. He needs to quit. And I've asked him to stop several times already. We'll see if he does it or if he tries to circle around behind me. There's Paladin. I guess Peyton let him out. I'm not gonna let you circle around behind me. Come on. They can harass females, that's fine. If they want to do that, because that's an actual real target, he doesn't need to be harassing me. I'm not a target. I may have picked her up, but I'm not a target. Starlight looking for birds. She's slowly growing her coat in. She had a pretty thick coat before, so we'll see what it does now that she's had puppies. The coat can change after they've had puppies. They can get more of a coat, they can have less of a coat. So it depends on the individual. It's quite interesting, really. Like Sear right now has the weirdest coat going on. Before she had a really kind of thin coat. Everybody was like, is that a Chihuahua? No. She just had a really thin coat. I should say a sleek coat. She didn't have the weird super poofy coat like most Pomeranians have. But now that she's had puppies, it's doing something weird. It hasn't fully grown in yet. We'll see what it does. Now that she's had heat, she has a month, 2 months to grow it in the rest of the way, and then it'll probably fall out. When they blow their coat after puppies, it's more dramatic than with heats. So they lose a lot more after puppies than they do with just heats. Hey, pretty girl. Whoa, Chichi, why is your face dirty? You see, her coat is thin because she dropped hers. Whoa, got pedal. Alright, she already submitted. Let her go. Well, you idiot. Look where you're going. Petal just slammed her head into my knee and Nine's face. So I don't know if we're breeding, of course, this year or not. I know we're going to try to breed Starlight again if she'll conceive. Whenever it is that she has a heat. We don't know when that'll be. And we're breeding Sear later this year. I think it's going to be like, let's see, August or September. Around the same time that she was bred last time. So it also appears that she had a proper heat this time. Last time she had a split heat. So hopefully her heats have leveled out and she won't have split heats anymore. That's it. Just enjoying the day. I'm gonna go now. Those are all the dogs. Well, except the palms. I haven't done the palms in a while, but we will soon. on the ground. Enjoy the weather, you guys. It's nice. And bye-bye.